I transmigrated into the body that holds my heart, part 11. Martha dreamed. In the folds of her unconscious mind, time and memory unraveled. She was drifting weightless and warm, when a soft golden light framed the vision in front of her. She stood in a meadow she didn't recognize, filled with dandelions dancing under the sun. And across from her stood a girl who looked just like her. No, it was her, the real Crisia. "It's nice to finally meet you," said the real Crisia, her voice like the breeze, gentle but clear. Martha blinked, overwhelmed, her knees wobbled, her mind thrashed like a storm. If you're here to take back what's yours," Martha whispered, her voice thick with guilt, "then you can." The words stung her throat, tasted like regret. I should have never coveted a life that wasn't mine, a name, a family, love I didn't deserve. Tears gathered in her eyes as the weight of it all crashed over her, the kindness she'd received as Crisia, the warmth of people who loved her without question. Things she never knew as Martha. Things she believed were never meant for her. The real Crisia smiled, soft and bright. "No need for drama, Martha. My time was done," she said, with a grace that didn't belong to this world. "I lived, I fought, and I'm grateful I got the time I had." Her form shimmered as she stepped closer. "It's yours now," she said, placing a hand gently over Martha's heart. "So take care of it, better than I ever could." The breeze shifted. The meadow faded, and Martha Crisia gasped awake. The beeping monitor was the only sound accompanying the sterile white walls that caged me. I lay still on the hospital bed, a thin blanket draped over me, but it did little to chase away the cold buried deep in my bones. My skin still smelled faintly of antiseptic and IV plastic. My throat was dry, my limbs heavy, but none of it compared to the weight in my chest. Not the physical pain from before, something heavier. Guilt. "You could have died." Hansel's voice sliced through the room. Not loud, just sharp, precise, tired. He stood at the foot of my bed, arms crossed, shoulders wound tight with anger he wasn't letting show. I turned my head away, unable to meet his eyes. The fluorescent lights above buzzed faintly, annoyingly. I wanted to vanish into the sheets. "Why?" he asked, quieter now. "Why a bar? A club full of strangers? Why now? Do you think you're untouchable just because you're alive?" My breath caught in my throat. "I didn't mean for it to." "You didn't mean?" he snapped, stepping closer. "Do you have any idea how fast Tristan was driving, just to get you back here? He almost killed you. Both of you." I winced. "Hansel, please." "You have her heart," he said, tapping his chest like it was mine, his voice cracking. "Someone gave up their life so you could breathe, so you could laugh and walk and live." I flinched. My lips parted to say something, but nothing came out. He kept going, softer now. His eyes glistened. "Martha didn't get the chances you do. She didn't get to live a full life. But she still gave you the last piece of her. You think that came easy?" Silence fell between us, thick and heavy and choking. I swallowed the lump rising in my throat. My thoughts were spiraling. I didn't even know what I wanted anymore. To feel free, to run from this constant pressure, this suffocating weight of someone else's story sewn into my chest. I stared at the ceiling and finally found the words, barely a whisper. "I didn't ask for this, Hansel. I didn't ask to be Crisia," I thought inwardly. "I know," he said. His voice dropped low. "But now that you have it, don't throw it away." Tears welled up, and I didn't bother wiping them, because he was right. The hospital air still lingered in my hair, sterile, bitter, like something clinging to the bones. But I was out now, discharged, dressed, with my mother by my side. The city rolled past the car window, but my vision was tunneled. I could feel the storm coming. A storm named Tristan. As we stepped into the towering glass building of Tristan's company, the employees bowed with the usual hushed reverence. I didn't return their gestures. I couldn't. Not today. Not with the silence between Tristan and me growing heavier by the minute since that night. The night I bled and passed out. The night he said Martha's name instead of mine. The elevator felt like a coffin. Each ding of passing floors, a nail driven into my chest. And when it opened to the executive floor, I froze. A rush of nausea twisted my stomach, like cruel fingers wringing me out. My heart pounded, louder than my heels on the floor. Without a word, I turned and ran bolted for the nearest restroom like my life depended on it. The door shut behind us with a muffled click. I barely made it to the cubicle before the vomit came. Violent, bitter. My body folded over as if I could physically throw up the ache. The fear. What if he back out? What if he terminated the engagement? What if I won't see him ever again? My mind was spiraling. My mother, silent, strong, graceful, followed me in without question. She held my back, rubbed slow circles, her other hand holding my hair like she used to when I was a child. Her worry didn't need words. It was all over her face. Then the restroom main door opened. 2 voices, familiar. Their footsteps clicked on the tiled floor as they entered the outer corridor of the bathroom. They couldn't see us, but we heard everything. "The guard says the boss's fiancé is here," said a voice, smooth, but sharp like gossip always is. I blinked, eyes burning, mouth still tasting of acid. I knew that voice. I'd heard it before, mocking, floating in the air, like cheap perfume. "The kid." Another voice replied, thin, nasal. "The elevator girls. The chubby one and the sultry one." My mother and I locked eyes, and I saw it that fire. She looked like she might walk out there and scratch both their eyes out. But I reached for her wrist and gripped it. "No, let them talk. I bet she's here to cancel the engagement," said the chubby girl with a laugh, her voice curling with delight. Mocking laughter followed, loud and cruel. "It's not a surprise though," said the sexy one. "Who could ever compete with the greatest love? Even I don't stand a chance, no matter what I do." Then it came, the truth I never knew I needed to hear. "Remember when Mr. Tristan crashed his car on purpose? Right into a traffic light pole, when he found out she died, so he could follow her to the afterlife?" The breath I held slipped out of me, like a balloon cut loose. "Yeah," said the chubby one. "Even if he marries someone else, no one will really have his heart. Who can compete with the dead?" Silence. Then I turned my face to my mother. She was looking at me with something deeper than concerned helplessness. A kind of ache that only a mother can feel when her daughter's heart is breaking and there's nothing she can do. "You knew," I whispered, voice cracking like thin ice. She nodded, slowly. Her hand reached up, brushing the tears from my cheek stairs. I hadn't even noticed falling. No words followed, because we both knew, in that moment, I wasn't just competing with the past. I was living in the shadow of a ghost who still owned the heart of the man I was meant to marry. This is what I get for not being contented and wanting everything despite having almost everything the world could offer. Being Chrissia is a blessing enough. The live of family and wealth. I wanted to cry, but I couldn't. My parents already reached out to Tristan, told him we'd like to cancel the engagement. But Tristan said no. He told them he won't let that happen. The world already knew. The engagement between our families wasn't just news, it was expectation. Breaking it now would mean backlash. A mess, bad for both sides. So I'm still here, trying on a wedding dress, just as planned. The dress is marvelously beautiful. But as I stand in it, I feel suffocated. Honestly, I still want to marry Tristan, and I know that's stupid. I'm doing everything a bride should do, ticking off each task. But inside, I feel empty. Like I've done this before, and the thrill has already died. Now it's just obligation. Everything we're supposed to do it alone. Even now, in this gown fitting. He's not here. Just my mom. "As long as you like it," he texted. After the hospital I tried to show up at his company but couldn't bring myself to walk in. We haven't seen each other. Just a few texts. Me. "Why didn't you want to cancel the engagement?" "Cancel it." Tristan. "No. Me. I won't marry you." Tristan. "It's your idea in the first place. So deal with it." Then, months later, me. "Aren't you coming to the meeting with the coordinator?" Tristan. "I'm not needed there. Just choose whatever you like, that's all." I was pulled back to the present when the girl assisting me smiled. Said I looked stunning in the dress. Mom was smiling too. She seemed to agree. But my face stayed blank. "I don't like it," I said. The assistant sighed, patient but already tired of me. "How about this last gown?" she offered. "It's one of the most expensive we have. I think you'll like it." I didn't know if an expensive gown could lift up my mood. I was more drained than ever, heart aching, barely breathing. But I bet Mom was hurting more than me. Watching her daughter go through wedding plans with no joy in her eyes. She never said it, but I could feel it. Her silent sighs, the way she tried to smile to cover the sadness we were both carrying. We felt the same, and somehow, that made it worse. I nodded to the lady, said nothing, then walked back to the dressing room. When I saw the last dress hanging there soft, shimmering, perfect tie broke, tears burst out. The ones I had tried so hard to hold in. They came fast, heavy. I used to think I would be happily marrying with this kind of dress on me. Thought I'd be smiling. Maybe even excited while marrying the one I love.